Okay, let's get into it. Today we're doing a deep dive on one of the most intriguing and really fraught moments in ancient Israel's history.
We are. It's the Gibeonite covenant from Joshua chapter 9.
Exactly. And it's this foundational cautionary tale, isn't it? About the huge cost of making these massive decisions based only on what you can see.
It's absolutely critical. It highlights just a spectacular failure of judgment.
Because Israel was under this explicit command to, have total separation.
Right. And yet this one decision, completely fueled by flawed visual evidence, it leads to this serious mistake, but also, ironically, to this unexpected moment of grace for their enemies.
That's the dilemma right out of the gate. Deuteronomy 20 is so clear. Wipe out every inhabitant. So given those stakes, why were they so easily convinced?
It was a failure of due diligence, pure and simple. The Gibeonites, they understood the threat, so they basically manufactured a performance.
A performance.
Yeah. They show up claiming to be distant travelers from way outside the territory that was marked for destruction, and their proof...
The props.
The props. Moldy bread, torn, empty wineskins, clothes and shoes worn completely threadbare. It was all just visual theater, designed to convey extreme distance.
And Israel just bought it. They made a peace treaty on the spot.
And that's the critical mistake, right? The failure wasn't just believing the deception.
It was that they failed to seek God's counsel before swearing that oath.
Precisely. The text actually calls it a costly mistake. They just relied on their human senses and accepted the story they were given.
And then, 3 days later? The rug is completely pulled out.
Completely. Israel discovers the truth. The Gibeonites aren't from far away at all.
They're neighbors, living right there in the Promised Land.
In cities like Gibeon and Kiriath Jearim, can you imagine the chaos that discovery must have triggered?
I can.
The tension was immediate. The text says the congregation murmured. They were furious that their leaders had just bound them to this oath.
It stopped them from following the core command.
It did. But what's fascinating is the Gibeonites' motivation, which they state very clearly.
Which was?
They say they acted out of great fear for their lives because they knew for certain that God had commanded their total destruction. Their whole deception was rooted in pure terror.
Wow. But the leaders, they held firm on the oath, didn't they?
They did. Despite all the anger, they argued they had sworn by the Lord. Breaking that covenant, they said, would bring wrath upon the whole nation. So their hands were tied.
So they couldn't kill them?
No. That's the pivot point. Joshua places this non-lethal curse on them instead. Their status was fixed.
They became perpetual servants.
That's right. The famous cutters of wood and drawers of water, serving the congregation and, very specifically, the altar of the Lord.
And this is the paradox that the whole narrative really underscores. Israel's disobedience, their failure to consult God, somehow became the unexpected way the Gibeonites experienced salvation.
It's an incredible twist. They move from a people explicitly destined for destruction to belonging to the covenant community.
Albeit in a servile role, but they were in.
They were in, like Rahab before them. It just demonstrates the astounding scope of divine grace, It operates even through human error and broken judgment.
So what does this deep dive really teach us? The core lesson seems clear.
It is. That superficial judgment, the kind based on appearance alone, is just incredibly dangerous.
Right. And the true standard for our decisions has to be sought outside of what the world, or in this case, a pile of moldy bread, presents to you.
And maybe here's a final thought to leave you with. It's a costly, ancient failure to follow explicit instructions could be redeemed.
Go on.
And ultimately result in salvation for an enemy, allowing them a place inside the community. What does that imply about the scope and function of grace when we inevitably make decisions based only on the limited vision right in front of us?
Something to think about the next time you jump to a quick conclusion.